Hi. Hi, I think we're live here. All right. Let me just. Okay. Yes, I think we're on now. So, welcome to. Should I move this up a little bit? Yeah, seems a little better. Okay. So, welcome to my new moon healing. And here today, I'm going to do a ritual that is going to help just clear and cleanse us so we can accept the new changes and accept the newness of the new moon and actions that we're setting forth. And why do we want to do that? Well, it's very simple because I heard this analogy once and it made a lot of sense to me. So if you're thinking about breath, and if you hold your breath, then the next breath can't come in. You're holding that stagnant energy in, but once you release it, naturally the new breath is going to come in. So this is the same idea of what we're doing here today by things and removing, negative cords of attachment or attachments to people in general, or just energy of your own that's no longer serving. It makes room for that next breath to come in. It makes room for the newness to come in. And that's exactly what we're doing. When it's a new moon, we are setting intentions for this next lunar cycle. So essentially, we're like planting little seeds that are going to flourish and grow during this lunar cycle. This specific lunar cycle is a new moon in Taurus. And now I'm not an astrologer, I haven't studied that, but I do self-study, and I consult my books and my trusted resources. And this is kind of what I came up with as far as what Taurus energy brings to a new moon. And it's very much if you're thinking of Taurus being the bull, and what does a bull do? It sits out in the sun and it chews the grass, and it's just really enjoying life, having the sun on its back. So it's sensuality, connecting to the little pleasures of life and bringing that forward. And it's also checking in with your habits. Are we just lazing around in the sun all day? Are we unproductive? Or on the other hand, are we being overly productive? And there's that sense of finding the balance between kind of those dualities and having to check in with our character in that sense. Are we being too stubborn? Are we being overly flexible? So finding balance between dualities in our habits and in our character. Financial planning was another aspect that came up, and ideas around money, and can I save more? I know right now it's hard, but thinking about money plans and financial planning, and of course self-love. And again, that ties into the habits and character. And are we doing things that are feeding our soul? Are we doing things that are feeding our purpose? Or are we kind of ignoring it? And how do you feel about yourself? Are you telling yourself good things, or are you telling yourself negative things? And really just checking in with that. So there's this sense of connecting in with sensuality, meaning the senses, and just enjoying all the little things that life has to offer. Checking in with your character and your habits at this time, and do we need to change that? Financial planning and self-love. And of course, today is Earth Day, so we want to give a big shout out to Pachamama and all the great things that she does for us on a daily basis and through our whole life. So before we get started with the ritual, I'll lead you through some breath work, and I always think the best is gratitude. So I'll lead you through a little bit of gratitude for the earth, since we're revolving around that today. So what we're doing here today is we are going to, like I said before, we're doing a cord cutting ritual, and this is my surrogate here. So when I'm doing distance Reiki work, this is what I use. So we'll go through and I'll, cut cords of attachment from, each chakra point, and then I'll infuse it with Reiki. And then I'll lead you through a meditation. Like I said, once all the old is gone, we invite in the new energy. So once we get rid of all this stuff that could be potentially holding us back, I'll lead you through a meditation to set that manifestation process for the new moon in motion. So if you haven't wrote out, your new moon wishes, I would take a little time to do that now, maybe, or just think and reflect on what do you really want to see happen in this lunar cycle, and be very specific. Okay. I saw a little meme on Facebook today, and it was this guy asking, and the genie asked this gentleman, what do you want? And the guy said, I want to be rich. And the genie said, okay, Rich, what is your second wish? So he wasn't very specific, and he thought, the genie gave him what he asked for, and he called him rich, as in the name rich, instead of giving him all this abundance. And that's kind of how it works with manifestation. Unless you're super specific, it's going to have trouble coming through to you. So if you were looking for abundance, you would say, I'm looking for X amount of dollars through this resource in this way. So you get very specific with it. Okay. You don't just say, I want love. You say, I want to have more self-love, and, more specific, down to the T, actually, and not just, I want love. I want this. I want that. It's very specific on what you want and how you want to get it. So that's how you want to word your manifestations or wishes, and you say in the present tense. When we come from the space of I want to manifest, again, we'll just go with this riches, or because that's just what I said, or abundance. I want to manifest abundance. That's putting you in the lack mentality, and it's like, okay, the universe says, okay, you can want that. You can want that. And it's never going to give it to you because you're wanting. Okay, I hope that makes sense. You have to do it in the present tense, and you say, thank you so much for I now have abundance in my life, or thank you so much for the abundance that is in my life. That's how you want to word. Present tense. Thank you so much. I am so abundant. That works much better than I want. It's not going to get you very far. So say it in the present tense. And once you have that, like I said, you write it out on a sheet of paper, and then you fold that paper up and you place it maybe at your ritual altar, your sacred space, or just a corner in your bedroom. But make sure it's a space that you can see that paper, and that you're going to reread it all throughout the moon cycle. Reiterate it to yourself, affirm it to yourself every single day as you move through this lunar cycle. And, when that paper is sitting there, it could be a good idea to place something like a clear quartz over it, because a clear quartz is an amplifier, and it's going to help amplify the energy out into the world. So I hope that helped you a little bit kind of understand what we're doing here today, and understand what you can be doing for yourself during times of new moon, any new moon, any zodiac sign. And with that, I'll share with you my tools today, and then we'll get started. So I have just a few tools here today. I didn't get called to need very much. Oh, and then I should pull cards too. So all I need are these three things here. I have sage too, but you guys know what that looks like. So I have selenite, and this is a great, any lunar cycle, you can use selenite with, and it's just really great because selenite is named after Greek goddess Selene, who is the goddess of the moon. Sorry, kind of lost my words there, but yes, selenite, named after the moon, essentially, really connects you into that moon vibrations with that nice kind of silvery glow, but it also invites pure white light energy. But truly, I'm going to use it as a tool for Reiki today, and help just sort of brush off anything that's no longer serving, and invite bright white light energy into the system. I'm using kyanite. This is a blue kyanite, to actually cut the cords. Okay, usually I use black kyanite, but for some reason today I got called to use blue. But I also associate blue kyanite with Archangel Michael and his sword, and he helps cut away the energies with me And he's just been very prevalent with me lately, so maybe that's why. But black kyanite and blue kyanite both work for that. And then tourmaline to help keep everything grounded, and then again, sort of cleanse everything away. So those are the only 3 tools that I really need today. And then of course, my hands for Reiki. And let's just pull some cards quickly, and then we'll get started. So I'm just asking what the collective needs to hear for this new moon. Ooh, flying. Okay, so keep in mind these are general messages, and there are 2 very more specific messages in here, so they might be for very specific people. The very general messages that we have here, and I've seen these come up in multiple readings, so it's very interesting. The first one is signs from heaven, and it says, "Thank you, heaven, for sending me reminders of your presence." And this for me is not only one, our intuition is heightened during moon cycles, but you could also be receiving energy and signs while you sleep and dream, like she's sleeping here and she's getting all this information coming in. So pay attention to your dreams tonight. See if there's any information or energy coming in that way, and know that you are receiving signs from heaven and they're trying to hint you towards something. The next one is iceberg and submerged. So liberation from egoic mind and egoic tendencies, but also subconscious. So cleaning up subconscious energies with this new moon and things that are really holding us back and clearing those away. Those might bubble up to the surface and we might get that again in information from the heavens. So clearing anything that we've swept under the rug up. And then lastly, your desired outcome will occur in the very near future. Have patience and faith. Don't try to force this to happen. So I love this card because it's saying it's just a matter of time. And it could potentially be, this time of the lunar cycle. It could be a little bit longer than that, but I love it. This might be hard to see, but there's almost like a little portal down here. So it's like we're almost kind of flying through this portal, and it's like, oh, it's just a matter of time before it truly manifests here. So these are very lovely messages. You're getting signs from heaven, especially how to clean up and clear out any subconscious programming or egoic things that are happening that are going to help lead you to your desired outcome. So how great is that? These are 2 more specific ones. And this one says, Daniel, I am an angel of marriage and I'm assisting you right now. So some of you might be adding that in your wishes. And some of you might actually be spiritual teachers as well, because it says, here we have Akasha. You are a spiritual teacher. You have the ability to counsel others and help them awaken their spiritual gifts and divine mission. So if that's you, the world needs you now, and don't hold that back, because we need more light workers. Okay, now we're totally ready to get started, I promise. All right. So go ahead and just close your eyes for me at this moment. Close your eyes. Take a big, deep breath in. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more big breath for me. Inhale. Exhale, release. And we're going to start this by sending your gratitude down to Mother Earth and saying thank you on this Earth Day for all that she does So just imagine yourself outside, hands down on the earth, and saying thank you. Thank you for your resources. Thank you for your constant support and love. Thank you for keeping me grounded here on Mother Earth. So think of all those resources that she brings to us: water, fuel, food, the essential keys of life that she provides for us every single day. And once again, just say thank you. Thank you for that. And you can just imagine little roots coming from your feet, coming from your tailbone, and rooting down into Mother Earth. Getting really grounded in this moment. And when we are grounded, we're better able to receive messages from the divine. We're more able to see what's no longer serving us and release it. So take a big breath into those roots. Inhale. Exhale, release. Now I'll just set a little intention. And my intention here today is to help everybody who's watching release any energies that are no longer serving them, any negative cords of attachment, anything at all that is holding you back from your best life. And may it be in the greatest and highest good. May those be cut away now. Thank you, and so it is. I now call upon Archangel Michael to help me cut away these negative cords of attachment or just energies that are no longer serving the people who are watching this here today. Thank you for coming down and helping me clear away these energies. But thank you also for placing us in a giant bubble of protection. So you can now imagine this big bubble of protection just starting to form around you, this golden light bubble, swirling and swirling, protecting you during this moment, during this healing. So thank you for that. I'm just going to send out the distance Reiki symbol here. So anytime you watch this, this will be effective. Okay. And I am going to start the work here. So I'm going to start from the root and work my way up. I'm going to take my kyanite here, and I'm just going to start cutting at the root chakra. So be very mindful what is happening at the root chakra when I begin to do this. What energy is happening? What is your sensations or emotions bubbling up? And if they are, take a deep breath into it and just inhale, exhale. While I do this, you also have the option to take a kyanite that you have of yourself, or take your right hand and just do a little cutting motion. You can't see me at the root, but do a little cutting motion at that chakra yourself to help solidify this. Okay. So that's a really nice idea. If you don't resonate with that, you don't have to do it. And I'm here doing the work. Michael's here doing the work, but it just helps if you take your right hand and just kind of solidify that cutting away. So another big breath in, exhale. And I'll just start again, cutting away at this root. And we are cutting away anything here that is making you feel unstable in this moment, any fears and anxieties that are no longer serving a purpose. Cutting away at the root, anything that is making you feel unearthed, ungrounded, unbalanced. Maybe it's finances, security, home life. These are all aspects of the root. So cutting this away now. Again, you can use your right hand to really solidify this. What emotions are happening here for you? What sensations are happening? Cutting those away. Okay. I'm done actually cutting away here. I'm going to use the black tourmaline first to just take in the energy, any lingering energy that is not serving you. And I ask the angels, the guides, ascended masters to help fill up any space um, with golden healing energy. And different ascended masters may come to you right now. Mary is coming very strong, both Magdalene and Mother Mary. So just know that they're here to comfort you through this. Whew. I'm going to use my Solonite wand to help infuse this energy, and I will infuse it with a Reiki symbol of healing and light. Okay. All right, let's move on to the sacral. All right, so tuning into sacral energy above the root and right below the belly button, and cutting away, beginning to cut away. Again, you can use that motion with your right hand. If your right hand is not your dominant hand, you can use the left. But just cutting away any energies that are preventing you from really taking care of yourself at this moment, from loving yourself completely, and for knowing that you are a being of divine light. Letting all that go. Anything that is preventing that. Anything that is preventing you from feeling sensual and powerful in your own light. Maybe any energies of overconsumption, whether that be food, alcohol, cigarettes, letting that go here. Just know you are a divine creator. You are creative. Any writer's block, any creative energy blocks, letting and cutting those away now. Again, just feeling into that space, noticing any emotions that are rising here for you. Breathing into them, letting it go. And again, just asking ascended masters, guides, whoever is here to heal us, to infuse the sacral space with positive healing energy here. Moving on to solar plexus. So start to tune into the space above the belly button and below the ribs. I'll begin working on this, and oh boy, are there emotions rising up here already within me. So anything that is making you feel like you are not worthy, that you are not confident, lack of confidence, anything that is taking your personal power away, any person that's taking your personal power away, we're cutting them out right now. Any situation, any person, any place that is making you feel less than the powerful person that you are, less than courageous, removing that now. Or anything that has you feeling disconnected from joy, happiness, and strength, cutting it away. And while this is all happening, really envision this. Really envision these cords of attachment being just cut away from the body. Any sludge being removed, any dark spots being cut away by this kyanite sword, by Michael's sword, being cut away, removed. And in that way, and automatically empowering you. And that one was emotional for me. But it got better real quick, so that's really nice. So removing those, I like it. Feels much, much better. Again, just filling it back up with beautiful white light energy. Okay, next moving on to the heart here. Begin to tune into the space of the heart chakra, center of the chest. I'll start my cutting here. Okay, so cutting away any energies that are making you feel unloved or unlovable. Again, any situation, past, present, future, even, because Reiki knows no bounds of time or space, that you weren't feeling loved, that your needs weren't being met through love, or anything that made you feel lack of compassion, or that you couldn't live from the heart, you couldn't express your dreams, that your dreams and goals aren't achievable, because they so are when we live from the heart and live in love. So cutting all that away now. Anything that ever made you feel unloved, or any person that's ever made you feel unloved or unlovable or less than, cutting that away now. Again, breathing into any emotions that are arising. Inhale. Exhale and releasing. Letting it go. Letting it all go at this moment. And infusing back in with beautiful Reiki energy. And you can also see moon energy coming down and healing. So that beautiful silver glow of energy from the moon, you can envision it penetrating the heart space or any chakra that needs it. Silver line of energy coming down from the cosmos and into the heart, filling you up. All right, we're on our way to the throat now. Tuning into the throat space, throat center. Getting my cutting here. Anything that has ever disconnected you from your inner truth, your inner knowledge, being cut away now. Anybody who's ever made you feel like your voice is not worthy, your voice is less than, cutting that away now. And anything that's made you feel like you couldn't live out your dreams in this world we're living in, cutting that away also. You have a powerful voice. You are powerful, knowledgeable, and true. So cutting away anything, any situation that has ever made you feel like you couldn't speak your truth, you couldn't live your truth, or that your voice isn't worthy. Cutting that away, letting it go. Big inhale, exhale. Awesome. Okay. Again, filling it in, asking ascended masters, angels to fill the space. While I add in Reiki healing energy here. Onto our third eye, brow center. Beginning the cutting here. Anything that has ever made you feel like you weren't smart enough. Maybe also that you weren't intuitive, because we are all intuitive beings. So any past programming, anything that someone has ever said that really stuck to you, that made you feel like intuition wasn't a real thing, intuition isn't true, intuition is bad, letting that all go, letting that situation go. And again, anything that's ever made you feel disconnected from knowledge, disconnected from the senses as well, cutting that out. Anything that disconnects us from intuition. And lastly, we arrive at the crown. So, right where a crown would sit, right on top of your head, focus there. And here we are just removing anything that's ever made you feel disconnected from God, from the cosmos, from the heavens, whatever words you like to use. Cutting that away. But also cutting away anything that's ever given you the impression, or any person that's given you the impression of you aren't a divine being of light yourself. Cutting that away. Cutting any past life programming, current life programming that disconnects us to our higher self through our crown. Letting that all go now. Okay, I'm just going to do a little brushing off of any energies that are still a little just stuck on here. So I'm just going to cut that down. I'm using my Solonite wand. I love it for this purpose. Okay, So if you had your eyes closed, you can go ahead and open them for a moment, grab some water if you like. I'm just going to run a little sage here, and then we will move on to our manifestation portion. That was intense, guys. Hey, I felt it, yeah, so strongly in the solar plexus. And, like I said, anything that made you feel like your power had been taken away from you, I really felt and connected into that one strongly. I'm sure you guys connected into, different chakras yourself. Okay. Letting all that energy go. Ooh. All right. Get a little water myself, and then we'll move on to our manifestation portion. All right. Move this out of the way. Okay. Let's regroup ourselves here, and we'll get started with the actual meditation portion here. So if you have those new moon wishes, have them by, so you can kind of just look at them and feel into their essence. So, and if not, just have those things like on file in your mind. So let's get rooted back down to Mother Earth. So go ahead and close your eyes, taking another big breath for me. Inhale. Exhale, release. Connect back to those roots. Those roots stretching and extending down to Mother Earth, making us feel regrounded, rebalanced. And thanking her again for all the abundance that she gives, but also thanking the universe and our guides for the healing that we just received. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Knowing that everything is always in our greatest and highest good, no matter how sticky it may feel or how intense the emotions are flowing, it's always for our greatest and highest good. Thank you. And I want you to gather yourself now into your heart space. So wherever you were, wherever you've been, get heart centered. It may help if you put your hands on your heart for a moment. Maybe connecting into the heartbeat if you can. Giving thanks again, but now to our heart, for all the hard work that it does every day, day in and day out. Keeping us going. Just envision this space. You can drop your hands if you like, or keep them there if that felt good. Envision the space. What color do you see? Maybe it's pink, maybe it's green, maybe a golden energy. Start to see that energy. Fill your heart chakra. See it bright. See it beautiful. And start to see it expand. And see it expand into all parts of the body. See that color expand down to the feet, up through the crown. See that color vibration expand to all parts of the body, down to the feet, up to the crown, through the fingertips. And now you can begin to see this energy start to slowly come out of the body. And it's coming out of the body in almost a web formation. These tiny, almost like a spider web, coming out, extending from your heart and your body into the earth plane, all the way up to the cosmos. See the spider web sending out. And you're sending this web out to all the things that you want to manifest, all the things that already exist. They already exist. They're already out there. We just have to grab it. Extending your little web out again to earth plane, to cosmos. Sending it out to those things that you desire most. And this web is intuitive and it knows right where to go. And it's so intuitive, it just passes over the things that you don't want and straight to the thing that you do want. And it grabs it into this web. All the love, all the abundance, maybe that new car. It's out there grabbing it now. Sticking it into your golden web or whatever color you've chosen. Now start to retract the web. Start bringing it back towards your body, and in turn, it's bringing all those things to you. All the things you're wanting to manifest is drawing closer to you as you draw that web back. And as you draw the web back, all those manifestations are coming in closer and closer. And as they come in, you're filled with joy and gratitude, knowing that they are about to arrive at your heart space. And we thank the universe and we thank the earth. We thank Archangel Orion for manifesting with us and helping us draw these manifestations to us. So thank you. And see these manifestations draw closer, closer, draw your web in until it finally hits the body and hits the heart. And those manifestations are living in you, within you, at the heart space, at this moment. And we accept it with love and gratitude. And feel how good it feels to have those manifestations within you at this very moment. Take a little moment here to just envision your life with these manifestations living in you and expanding out. What does your life look like? What does it feel like? What does it smell like? What does it taste like now that these manifestations have arrived? What are you doing? What's your dream job? Who are you connected with? What does this look like in your life now that these manifestations have arrived? Just solidify it into the heart. So again, draw that web, draw that colorful energy in, back in, condense it back to the heart space, that glowing heart space. Put your hands back on your heart, either in prayer or just any way that you like. Tilt your chin slightly down, bowing down towards the heart, and say, thank you for helping me manifest today. Thank you for all the hard work that you do. And thank you for helping me live in love every single day, choosing love over fear. Thank you. And with that, you can open your eyes and come back to the space. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it was helpful. If it was, you can feel free to put that in your comments, in the comments, and I will be able to see it. I'm looking slightly away because I'm looking at, the comments. It doesn't look like anything has come through, but I have placed in the comments a link to my calendar. And this is for any woman that feels like they're a little bit spiritually, whether it be over crystals, chakras, their spiritual practice. So any woman that's feeling a little bit confused about that, I've made time on my calendar for her, for you, and you can pick my brain for a half hour for free. So it's called the Spiritual Power Half Hour. So if you're really confused about how to start a spiritual practice, how to use your crystals, this is the things I'm talking about. And we choose one. We pick, because it's only a half hour, we pick one topic that we can get you a little bit more clarity on. So I've made time on my calendar for you for that. So if you're interested in the totally free spiritual power half hour, you can go ahead and click that link and get that set up for you. And the calendar is intuitive. It should know your time zone, so you shouldn't be confused about that. And I'll call you on the phone, or we'll use Zoom, whichever you prefer, and we'll get it figured out. And I just want to thank you so much for being here and doing this work with me. I hope you found it beneficial. I hope you enjoyed the meditation. I hope your new moon is going awesome. I hope your Earth Day is going awesome. And thank you again from the bottom of my heart. Namaste. Oh, good. I'm glad you found it so helpful. You're welcome. All right. Bye. Thank you.